Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking anticipated releases for the year of 2024. I can't believe that we're already here. I swear I did the 2023 anticipated releases like yesterday, but let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Okay, so for those who haven't seen my anticipated releases for this year, 2023, I'll link it down below. I actually read most of those books, but let's not waste any time. These are all the anticipated releases from Black authors. I should point that out, from Black authors in the year of 2024 that I am aware of as of now, as of December 7th. So it's December 7th when I'm recording this. So as of December 7th, these are the anticipated releases that I am aware of. So let's start off with the first release, Come and Get It by Kiley Reid. And I read Such a Fun Age by Kiley Reid. I think Such a Fun Age is her debut novel. And her sophomore novel is Come and Get It, which actually comes out in the very top of January. Last year when I did the anticipated releases, a lot of the books I had gotten off NetGalley, but in reading the anticipated releases this year, I realized that I ended up going to the library and getting a lot of these books because I am a physical book reader. I don't know why, but like e-reading, it's hard. I don't know why it's hard for me. I don't know what it is about. I have a Kindle. I don't know what it is about reading off the Kindle, especially if I'm like kind of hesitant about the book. It's really hard for me to read off of an e-reader. So this year I'm going to try to get some physical copies if that's possible. Yeah, we'll see if I can get Come and Get It. I am very excited to read this. Sometimes I found that my library had releases of books like earlier than what I like saw on the internet that they were going to be released. So maybe that'll be the case for this book. I doubt it. But anyway, Come and Get It follows a character named Millie, and she's a resident assistant at her college, I believe, at the University of Arkansas. And there is this visiting professor who gives her this opportunity. We don't know what it is, but it puts her into this crazy situation, and pretty much we're following that. So I'm not very sure what this book is about, but Such a Fun Age, I know some people didn't like it, but I actually really thoroughly enjoyed Such a Fun Age. Yeah, I can see that being like a movie or a show or something. I was just thoroughly entertained. So I am excited to read that one. I will read it next year. Okay, and then the next book I have is You're Breaking My Heart by Olugbemisola, and this one comes out January 23rd. And let me read the description. Harriet Abdu knows that her brother's death is her fault. I mean, it's not actually her fault, but still kind of is, isn't it? She would do anything to live in a world where she could take back what she said that morning. Then a strange girl shows up at Harriet's high school, a girl who loves the same weird books Harriet does, who doesn't vibe with anyone at school the same way Harriet does, and that different world suddenly seems possible. The girl speaks of a place underneath the subway of New York where people like them can go and find a home, a place away from the world of high school, grief, cool people, and depression. A place where one may be able to bend the lines of reality and get a second chance at being a better person. Well, Harriet opened the door. So we'll see how that one goes. It actually, I know like France or like Europe with the catacombs, like underground, like there's people that like I think live under there. So, and I think was it Colombia? There's a Latin American country where people live in like under in the sewers and stuff like that. So this seems like an interesting read if that is the case, what the girl means by like living under in the subway system in New York. So the next book I have is Confrontations by Simone, Atangana, Bekono. And this is actually a translated work. I don't think I've read any translated works. Like I have read, but I'm talking about my channel. I haven't read any translated works on my channel. So this one is about a 16-year-old girl who is the daughter of a Cameroonian father and a Dutch mother, but she lives in the Netherlands. And she arrives at when the book starts, pretty much the setting of the book is that she's at a juvenile detention center where she's serving a 6-month sentence of a violent crime that she's very much guilty of, but there's more like context as to why she did it. We just don't know what that is. But this is supposed to like look through at this young girl going through anger, sorrow, and guilt, as well as getting like the reason behind it. So we'll see if I read this one. The next book I have is A Love Song for Ricki Wilde by Tia Williams. This one I already have and I've already started reading it. So my plan is actually during the Christmas break to finish it because I'm pretty much, I think like 20 or 30% in. This one follows a character whose name is Ricki, and she comes from like a bourgeoisie family in Atlanta. And she wants to have her own flower shop. So she goes to New York to start her own flower shop. And while she's there, she meets this mysterious man. And they have like this love connection that goes through the decades. And it has like a splash of, it's set against the backdrop of Harlem. And it kind of touches on the Harlem Renaissance. And it has some magic in it. And yeah, I can tell you so far I'm enjoying it. And I'm very excited. I'm probably going to pre-order and get the book. The next book I have is Out of Body by Nia Davenport. This is another one I'm excited about. This one comes out February. I meant to say that A Love Song for Ricki Wilde also comes out in February. So Out of Body by Nia Davenport is a thriller, I believe. It's a high-stakes, propulsive young adult thriller with a body swap twist, thoughtfully exploring themes of friendship and identity, perfect for fans of Tiffany D. Jackson. And once I read that, I was like, baby, I love Tiffany D. Jackson. I've only read 2 books by her so far, I think. Yeah, but I still have to read the 3rd one. And I still haven't read Allegedly, which I think is a book that a lot of people really enjoy by her. But anyway, 17-year-old Megan Allen has been jumping from friend group to friend group in her high school, trying on identities like outfits. Nothing ever seems to fit until she meets Elsie, the adventurous, charismatic girl who appears at her favorite coffee shop one day like magic. Finally, Megan feels like she's becoming the person she's meant to be, someone like Elsie. On the night of the friendversary, what was supposed to be a bonding experience ends in a waking nightmare. Suddenly, Megan is no longer herself. Too late, she realizes that Elsie has secrets, dangerous ones. Betrayed by her best friend, thrust into another girl's life, and targeted by Elsie's enemies, she must claim what makes Megan Megan to get her life back, or die trying. So yeah, I'm interested in a YA thriller. I started off the beginning of the year reading a couple of YAs that I really enjoyed, and then I just kind of fell into my... Actually, not really. I think at the end I started reading some thrillers. But anyway, I'm excited for this one. If you are too, add it to your list. Okay. Moving on. Which one are we on? I think we're on... I can't tell. But anyway, the next book I have is the Bookshop Sisterhood. And this one is by Michelle Lindo-Rice, and it comes out in March. And this one is a story about 4 close friends who are trying to open a Black-owned bookstore, and then each of the worlds are upended. So they have to get it together or risk losing the business and their friendship. On to the next one, Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Faridah, Àbíké-Íyímídé. And this one is also the author of Ace of Spades, which I have and I still haven't read. I still need to read Ace of Spades. Like, this book came out, 2 years ago? But anyway, I'll probably try to read it during the break, but I'm gonna read the summary as well. This also, Ace of Spades is based in a boarding school, I believe, and this one's also based in a boarding school. So Sade Hussein is starting her 3rd year of high school, this time at the prestigious Alfred Nobel Academy boarding school, after being homeschooled all her life. Misfortune has clung to her suddenly, seemingly since birth, but even she doesn't expect her new roommate Elizabeth to disappear after Sade's first night, or for people to think Sade has something to do with it. I don't want to spoil it, but there's more to the jacket. Okay, but just know that they investigate and some students are found dead and they're trying to unravel the secrets, okay? The next one I have is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. Y'all know, maybe y'all don't know, I reviewed, what was Kennedy Ryan's first book in this series? Before I Let Go. And I didn't love it. I didn't love it. Did I finish it? I finished it, and it wasn't like I couldn't finish it and it was like a deplorable read. It was well written. It was a good enough story. It wasn't like I wasn't in love with it like some other people. Like, people were crying on the YouTubes. Like, it was touched. People were touched. And I just didn't get that. But This Could Be Us follows the friend of the main character in the book, Soledad, and they kind of give hints that, you know, her and her man are going through it, like, you know. And I was I don't know if I said this in my review, but I was very much interested in Soledad's story, so I'm glad that that's the second book that's coming out in the series. I think it's called Skyland, which is like the area that they live in. So I am going to read This Could Be Us. And there's nothing like, I think Kennedy Ryan's writing is like, I just don't think the story probably was for me. So we're going to read This Could Be Us, and This Could Be Us. So Soledad is having some issues in her marriage. She does everything. She's like the domestic queen. She doesn't make any fuss, but I'm pretty sure her husband is cheating. Can she be brave enough to make room for what could be? We gonna see, because I'm gonna read it. Okay, the next book I have is Missing White Woman by Kelley Garrett. This is also a thriller. Baby, I've been in my thriller bag. I love a good thriller. I love some good suspense. So I'm glad that I get a chance to read more. But this is a twisty thriller and compulsive page turner. That was the note on it. And the truth is never skin deep. It was supposed to be a romantic getaway weekend in New York City. Brianna's new boyfriend, Ty, took care of everything. The train tickets, the dinner reservations, the rented 4-story luxury row house in Jersey City with a beautiful view of the Manhattan skyline. But when Bree comes downstairs their final morning, Ty is nowhere to be found, and there's a stranger dead in the foyer. The missing woman the entire internet has become obsessed with, Janelle Beckett. Soon, both the police and an army of internet sleuths are making questions Bree doesn't know how to answer. Desperate to find Ty and keep her own secrets buried, Bree realizes there's only one person she can turn to, her ex-best friend Allure, with whom she shares a very complicated past. Okay, baby, Missing White Woman? Top of my list. I'm so, like, I don't think I know, I love mystery. Like, when I was younger, mystery was my favorite genre. I've kind of fallen out of it, you know, as I've gotten older. Baby, okay, what happened to Janelle, this white woman? We about to find out. Next book I have is When I Think of You by Myah, Ariel. It comes out in April. And this one is a second chance romance. And this one is Kalia Watson has paid her dues, but all the years behind the reception decks at a flashy film studio have only pushed her movie-making dreams further out of reach, says, until a surprise reunion presents an opportunity that can make her career or break her heart a second time. Next one is When We Were Girls Once, and this is by Awanose Arafen. And it comes out April 25th to be exact. And this one is about 4 best friends who were like destined to be best friends because, you know, their grandmothers would sit next to each other when they were in Lagos in the 1940s, and they grew up together, but it pretty much talks about them navigating modern day Nigeria. Okay, allow me to introduce myself. This is Onyi Nwabinelli. This is the author who did Someday One Day, which I don't think I've reviewed on this channel. It's a book that I have not finished. I have the audiobook, and I also got the physical book, and it's just really sad. Not sad, it's just really somber because it follows... Let's not talk about that book. But but this book follows a momfluencer. Oh no, a woman who grew up with a mother who was a momfluencer, and she pretty much grew up on social media, and now she's 25, and she sees that her younger sister is about to be in the same situation that she was in, and she wants to stop it. So that's pretty much it. The next book I have is Not About a Boy by Myah Hollis. This comes out July 2nd, and this one follows a girl named Amile, and she is where we come off in the book, she has just faced like a tragedy or someone that she deeply loves, and she gets a new foster care family. And in this time with her new foster care family, she connects with a boy at school, and then also her older sister comes back into her life, so she has to deal with that as well. Okay, the next book I have is freaking Fliers by Noue, Kirwan. I think this comes out in August. This is a romance. Her cousin Gemma is engaged to Jonah. She becomes like, I think, the best mate for the best woman for the wedding or whatever. But she's all like, how can I say no? Because like, you marrying the crush next door. She didn't say that was the love of her life. She said it was the crush next door. Okay, let me move on to the next one. And So I Roar by Abi Dare. Abi Dare also wrote oh my gosh, it's something with a louding voice. I forget the character's name. And I got the audiobook for that. I need to get into it. I'm actually going on a road trip, so I might actually end up listening to that while I'm driving, because it's like an 11-hour drive. Okay, this one, when Tia accidentally overhears a whispered conversation between her mother, terminally ill and lying in a hospital bed in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, and her aunt, the repercussions will send her to desperate quests to uncover secrets her mother has been hiding for nearly 2 decades. Yeah, I think it's a dual story, because then there's also Aduni, a plucky 14-year-old runaway, is lying awake in her Tia's guest room. Having escaped from her rural village in a desperate bid to seek a better future, she finally found refuge with Tia, who has helped her enroll in school. It's always been Aduni's dream to get an education, and she's bursting with excitement. Suddenly, there's a horrible knocking at the door. Okay. We'll find out what it is. And that's the last book. That's the last book. Baby, I felt like I was reading 500 books. Let me know which ones y'all are excited for. Baby, this is going to be fun to edit. Let me tell you. Let me tell you the one that I'm the most excited for. Well, I am excited for A Love Song for Ricki Wilde, but I'm also currently reading it, so it's not that much anticipation. But Missing White Woman, baby, you're gonna see it on my channel. Missing White Woman. And I also say this could be us. I mean, this could be us, because I'm hoping that I liked it more than Before I Let Go. And I bet you everybody's not gonna like This Could Be Us, and they're gonna be all like, Before I Let Go was better, and I'm gonna be all like, I love This Could Be Us, and Before I Let Go is not my favorite. But we're gonna see, y'all. Thank you all for listening, and until the next video, guys, deuces.